Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Muslima, and today we're going to be talking about people pleasing. Why do we all tend to people please? Why does every person on this planet, at least once in their lifetime, experience people pleasing and experience the need to want to give, and then not getting anything back in return? So the answer is truly very, very simple. Us humans, we want to connect. We're social creatures, and we want to belong. People pleasing is the act of doing something so that you can feel like you belong, you fit in, even though that's not truly what you want to do. Something that a lot of people, especially ex-people pleasers, have experienced is that you don't need to fit in every environment. Like literally in some environments, you were just made to stand out. You don't need to express in any other way other than, I just wasn't meant to hang around with these kinds of people. Sometimes you are just made to stand out. And you will, I promise you, everyone finds their people. There are literally 8 billion people on this earth, and we are constantly multiplying. We're constantly dying too, but whatever. You will find your people eventually, and that has nothing to do with like you being weird. If you're weird in one place, you belong in a different place. Like if you're not feeling like you belong, just don't worry about it. You weren't meant to go there anyway. You weren't meant to fit in there anyway, and those aren't your people. Like literally, God just created us all differently, yet we share a lot of similarities with some group of people than we do another group of people because of the way we were raised, because of the places that we live in, and a bunch of other factors. So the first reason you people please, and the main reason, is because you want to fit in. And for the people pleasing girlies out there, I'm not shaming you, we all want to fit in. But at some point, you're gonna realize that you just weren't meant to fit in. And I'm not saying this in a pick-me girl type of way. I'm not saying like, I'm not like the other girls, I'm better. No. In some cases, you are exactly like other girls. We will talk about that in another episode. I think this is officially the podcast that I'm starting. This is the first episode of my podcast. Welcome. But we will talk about it in a different video. In your mind, you know you're unique. Like everybody is unique in their own way, and you wanting to fit in is nothing wrong. Like we all want to fit in, so whatever. But the main question why we're all here is, why do we not stop doing it after we know the things that we have to endure, the things that we have to suffer? Us people pleasers, or us ex people pleasers, had to go through. How do I not look like a selfish person? The big misconception is that being a people pleaser is better than being a self-centered person. No, it's not. Okay, can we stop? There's a difference between being nice and being kind, and you always want to choose be kind. There's a saying that goes, do you want to hear what you want to hear, or do you want to hear what you need to hear? And a lot of people will associate that with a lot of things. You can actually associate this with anything you want. But basically, being nice does not get you anywhere, and it does not get the person that you're being nice to anywhere. It doesn't get you both anywhere. Neither of you are going anywhere, basically. My point is, you're static. You're not dynamic, you're just static. Another misconception, being a people pleaser means being selfish. Not all the time. No. I know there are people out there who will use this, they will turn it into a concept of narcissism. This is how a lot of very traumatized people pleasers turn into narcissists. Like a lot of narcissists that I used to know, come from being very, very big people pleasers, and they were not taught the right way. You have to use your discernment. I love that word. You have to take it with a grain of salt. Just because someone says, if it doesn't fulfill you, don't do it. No. Like sometimes you're gonna have to do it. Like you're gonna have to make sacrifices, and you're gonna have to do things that you're in the moment uncomfortable with. That's why take what resonates and leave the rest. Like, even in my videos, you don't have to listen to everything that I'm saying. Just take what you want to implement in your life and do it. Like, if you're a non-religious person, we're going to talk about religion a little bit and how this relates to this. So if you don't want to hear that part, or if you don't want to take that part and implement it in your life, if you're non-religious or if you're a different religion, don't take it. I'm fine with you not taking that, because I am targeting, when I'm talking about that, I'm specifically targeting a specific group of people. But it doesn't mean you can't get anything, you can't learn anything out of my video. When you're people pleasing, you think everyone's gonna love me. And the first step of stopping people pleasing is to accept that not everyone's gonna like you. I know, it's hard. I just mic dropped on those people pleasers out there. I'm calling you out right now. Not everyone's gonna like you. Stop it. You're gonna have haters. You're gonna have just generally people that they don't resonate with you. Their ideas, their values, it doesn't resonate with you. And that is 100% fine. Listen to me. If those people don't like you, it does not make them the villain. If you don't like one person, does that make you a bad person? No, I would like to think not. I would like to think that I am a good person in general. Same thing with other people. Like I said, if they don't like you, it's just because they don't like you. It's fine. That's okay. Literally the first step and the biggest step is learn to say no. Like, if you just learn to say no, like, obviously use this with your discernment. Don't be stupid. Don't get into situations that will, in the end, ruin you. Let's not do that. But if you're being peer pressured, oh my goodness, peer pressure is such a big thing, especially in teenage culture. We are so prone to peer pressure, and accepting peer pressure is people pleasing. Like, no matter what you tell yourself, you can lie to yourself and be like, oh, I want to do this too. No, like, if you truly listen to yourself, most of them, okay, use your discernment, most of them are not what you want to do. I've had instances where I've heard friends say, oh, I was I vaped once before, and I was like, people pleasers' worst environment is a peer pressuring environment. If you're constantly around people that make you do these things when you don't truly want to, remove yourself from the situation, bestie. Remove yourself from the situation. But do this in a kind way. Let's not be mean. My religion is very open towards other religions. It's like you have your religion, I have mine, or you have your things, I do my things. But we are never ever taught to do it in a mean way. Like, kindness is a really big thing in my religion. Make sure that you being kind to them is because of your own character. Like, you're not being kind to them because you don't want to hurt their feelings. No, you're being kind to them because it says something about your character. And I think it's the hardest thing to balance. Like, it's super duper difficult for me especially, and I don't know, if you guys are having a hard time balancing this, tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear it. But it's super duper hard to balance kindness with detachment, or kindness with putting boundaries, kindness with setting standards, kindness with saying no. You also, especially with friends, you don't need an excuse. You could just say no because you don't want to. That's fine. You can say, I don't want to do this. That's fine. That's a valid enough reason. And if those are friends that truly do like you, they'll accept it. They'll be like, okay, that's great. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. They will apologize, and you will move on. The biggest red flag in friendships is when they cannot accept that they are at fault. It just says so much about their character. And when they gaslight you into thinking you're being over dramatic. A lot of people pleasers that are healing from people pleasing, okay, when they set boundaries, it's super difficult for them because people always constantly put them down. Can we not? Can we not, please? Also, a lot of people pleasers forgive really, really easily. And one of my biggest issues was I set boundaries. But then guess what I did? I was speaking to them the next day. When this person disrespected me, I said, no, I don't like that. And they said, okay, I'm sorry. But guess what? The next day, I would talk to them like nothing ever happened, and they would keep repeating these things. If you make it a habit, if you make it a repetition to constantly forgive easily and super duper quickly, no one is going to care about your boundaries, because guess why? They're not there. They're not real. If you want to put your boundaries, say no. Stop making excuses for these people, okay? And don't forgive them until they show you that they can be forgiven. Like Islam, our religion teaches us forgive but never forget. Don't hold grudges on your siblings, on your family members that are really, really close to you. Like, not your mom, not your dad. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if they treat you wrong, literally just tell them to stop. Tell them to stop. And if they don't talk to them. Don't talk to them until they can prove that you should forgive them. Bestie, it is that simple. And also, stop making excuses. Can we not make excuses anymore for people that don't deserve it? Because let's be honest, if you were to do the same thing to that person, they would not forgive you for it. God forbid you did what they did to you. God forbid you treated them like that. Would they forgive you? No, they wouldn't. You know why? It's because they have boundaries. It's because they respect themselves. People pleasing is just not respecting yourself. It's obviously not bad to be kind to others. That's not what I'm saying. But there's this idea that I love to live by. Fill your own cup first. Because guess what? If you don't have any water in your cup, can you fill other people's water? Can you fill other people's cups? If you do not take time and energy into yourself and put it into your learning, into your relaxing, and into your other things, when are you going to be able to give others that time and energy and effort and love? When are you going to do that? Let me tell you, never. If you do not fill your own cup first, you will never fill anyone else's cup fully, and you will expect other people to fill your cup. They won't do that. You know why? Because they are not God. Okay? If you prioritize your religion, your health, your studies, your education, your experiences, your good experiences, not the bad ones. But if you prioritize that, I promise you, you will feel so much more fulfilled than when you are chasing this dunya. And for the non-Arabic speakers, dunya is just this world. This world, when you're chasing the things of this world, you are getting nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. There is for sure a balance of deen and dunya, and we'll talk about that in later episodes. But the core idea is that when you are living life for your deen, your dunya will just come to you, because when you supplicate, when you pray, when you do all those things, when you feel gratitude for the things that you do have, God will make you the richest person. Not materialistically, or maybe even materialistically if you're lucky, but spiritually and emotionally and mentally, you will be so fulfilled, like no depression. I have never in my life seen a good Muslim who was depressed. Never, ever, ever. Do you know why? And there's a difference when I say like real Muslim, like a mu'min, and like a Muslim that just identifies as a Muslim. Okay, there's a difference. We'll talk about that in later episodes. So many new ideas. But I've never seen a good mu'min who was depressed. Never ever in my life. When you prioritize your health, your mental, spiritual, and emotional, things will just come to you. What 3 things are you grateful for? And I do this every night. I'm doing this for every night for like a couple days. And honestly, depth over coverage, okay? You do not have to cover everything of your life. When you focus on 3 things, just three, but in depth, go into Your parents, for example, why are you grateful for them? Especially if you're an immigrant family coming to the US or coming to another country. Okay, why are you grateful for your parents? Obviously, it's because of the sacrifices that they had to make, that they had to leave their country so that you could have a better future. Always make sure you're thankful for them, you're grateful for them, and show it. I don't trust words, I trust actions, is the affirmation you should be telling yourself. And once you say that, you will stop people pleasing to the people that apologize and do it again and again and again. This is the whole paradox. If you're a people pleaser and you don't set your boundaries, you're not going to respect other people's boundaries. If you're a people pleaser and you believe words instead of actions, you will just say words and not do actions to the people that you actually love. I was basically doing what was happening to me. That's not good. That's a red flag, okay? There's like a lot of questions you should ask yourself before you do something. For example, does this benefit me in any way, shape, or form? Do I want to do it, or am I doing it for someone else? Or would this person do the same thing for me? If I'm doing something for this person, would this person do this for me? And it's really hard to know. But if you really have a gut feeling that you're not sure, then they wouldn't do it. Because Americans say, consent. If it's not a clear, sober yes, then it's a no. Basically, in the context of people pleasing, if you are not 100% or 200% sure that this person would do the same thing for you, don't do it for them. If you're unsure, that means no. If you're unsure, that means no. If you say no, that also means no. Basically, choose to prioritize people that actually prioritize you. Taylor Swift has a song about it. I don't know the exact lyrics, but it's like, it only works if you're in the top 5 of that person's list. It's 100% true, though. I related so much to that lyric. Basically, if you're not that person's priority, don't make that person your priority. If they said something mean to you, if they crossed your boundaries and you didn't appreciate that, and you still kept talking to them, that is a huge disrespect on yourself. You are disrespecting yourself so much so that now other people are going to disrespect you. And the thing is, people pleasers have a very hard time respecting themselves and loving themselves and validating themselves and chilling out and having a self-care moment, self-care day. Just because you give and give and give and give does not mean you'll get and get and get and get and get. People pleasing, especially on us women, it really hurts. Do you know why? Because we're not in the receiving energy. We're not in the being energy that we're supposed to do, that we're supposed to be in. Feminine energy is basically the being energy. Masculine energy is doing energy. Feminine energy is being energy. When you're people pleasing, what are you doing? You're giving and giving and giving and giving. What are you getting? At most, half of that. At most. If you're getting half of what you're giving, you're lucky. That's why you should stop giving so much. Okay, and this brings me to the next one. Learn to detach. And this is my favorite one because once I started implementing this in my life, I promise you, you'll just start being, you'll live like such a much better life. Basically, just step away from the situation. An example can be when you don't want to go somewhere with a friend, or you don't feel comfortable meeting someone, or you don't feel comfortable doing something. Say no. Say no and then leave. Say no and then leave. Leaving is a really, really key part in this. Let me say this again. Detaching yourself from the situation is as important, if not more important, than saying no. If you say no, that's half the work. If you get away out of the situation so that you're not in the situation again, that's when you truly stop being a people pleaser. There's actionable steps you can do. When someone, use this with your discernment, guys, again, when someone asks you to do something or hang out at some time and you're not available, say, I'm not available. Or you have a self-care day plan and someone's like, hey, you want to go out? I'm not available. I don't want to do it. If you're being peer pressured to smoke, to drink, to vape, say nope. I'm good, thanks. You do not need to give a more valid reason than just, I don't wanna. Okay? And this doesn't mean you go into your household and you tell your mom, I'm not gonna wash the dishes. I'm not gonna do my laundry. I'm not gonna clean. Guys, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, don't do things that you truly don't want to do that don't benefit you. There's things that you don't want to do that do benefit you, that you need to do because you have self-discipline. Self-discipline is a big part of not people pleasing. And self-discipline is also a big part of being kind. Self-discipline is a big part in life in general when you have to do things you don't want to or you don't feel like it. We don't feel like doing a lot of things. It's not what the core idea of this thing is. Like, to stop people pleasing is to stop doing things that don't benefit you and that you don't like feel like you want to do. If you don't feel like you want to do it and it doesn't benefit you, that's two reasons, valid reasons why you shouldn't do it. And basically the concept, okay? Let's just imagine this. A fish is living in a dirty environment. Okay? If this fish does not leave its environment and go to another aquarium, it will die. Move this fish to a new aquarium. Okay? And basically imagine that as you going on vacation, or imagine that as your self-care day. Okay? Imagine that as like one of those days that is not really your 100% reality. When you go back to your dirty fishbowl, you will eventually die. And having little bits of, clean water, clean environment, yeah, that's nice, it's great. But wouldn't it be so much better to make that your reality? Instead of having little bits and pieces of clean environment for a couple of days, couple of weeks, months at most, returning to that dirty environment, polluted environment, you're still going to be trapped in that same hamster wheel forever and ever and ever. So make your dream clean environment your reality. Remove people, unfollow people, delete people, stop talking to people that don't fit your dream reality, that make you keep wanting to do those things. Stay away from the environment that makes you want to do temptations. Just don't. If you're texting that one guy that's really toxic and really trashy and doesn't like you, he's just spending time with you, he's just messing around, he doesn't actually plan a date, stop. Bestie, get some help. Help yourself, okay? Help yourself first. Detach from that situation. Because honestly, we don't deserve anything. Like, if I'm speaking from this religious perspective and literally life in general, we don't deserve crap. We don't deserve anything. We want to be better people so that we do deserve those things. A really good dua that I make for this is like, God, please make me a better person so that I deserve all these things that are coming to me. Because all these blessings, literal blessings that I have in my life, my bed, my clothes, okay, my school, the car that we drive, those are all blessings, and I do not deserve a single one of those. What did I do? What did I do to deserve it? Maybe my parents did a lot to deserve it. For sure. They for sure did a lot of things to deserve it. I didn't do crap, but I still get it. I make dua every single day for God to make me a better person so that I deserve all these good things that are happening to me. And also be grateful for what you have. You don't have to do everything for everyone and not do anything for yourself. Like, if you're true, like if you feel really fulfilled doing things for someone, that's amazing. Do it. If you feel fulfilled doing it, do it. I'm not saying don't do it. Use this with your discernment, guys. There's people that love doing humanitarian work. I love people like that. I love people who love humanitarian work because me too, same. But if you can't fill your own cup first, if you don't truly feel fulfilled giving these people your time and energy, which are the two most important currencies, money does not come close to the time and energy that you give people. That is the biggest and best and most highest currency. So why are you paying people with the highest currency when they don't give a sliver of it back? Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition, because this really isn't intuition. it's God. It's God giving you a sign. You should not trust this person. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like if you like this video. Yeah, see you in my next video.